Hello, welcome to Gen Z Finance. I'm an older Gen Z on the cusp of being a young millennial, documenting my financial journey here on YouTube and on Instagram at Zennial Finance. If you have seen any of my previous videos, you know that the software system that I use most often to help me with this is YNAB, or You Need a Budget. In this video, I'm going to go over two things. I'm going to first review the three newest feature updates that YNAB released since the beginning of 2021, and then the second half of this video is going to revolve around the question of, is YNAB worth the $84 a year subscription, and my pitch for why you should not let the price tag stop you from trying it. So if you don't use YNAB at all, you might want to start with the second half of this video. I will post a timestamp on the screen for where you can jump to see the second half of this video, and there will also be timestamps in the description box down below. So with all of that out of the way, let's get started. One of my favorite new features is how they updated their deleting and combining of old categories. Since line items roll over from month to month, as your life and spending changes, your budget can become outdated and runs the risk of having too many categories. YNAB released a feature update where they fixed how they handled the deletion of old categories. I won't really go over how it used to happen, but the fix that they made has made this feature much better. So here is just a quick example. Here you can see that I have this transaction under coffee breaks for $5, and I've decided I don't need the coffee breaks category anymore broken out like that. So I'm going to delete coffee breaks and move all of those transactions, you can see that $5, up to dining out. When I do that, not only does it move the transaction up to that new category, it also moves all of the previously budgeted money up to the new category as well, and I love this update. It works seamlessly. The second big update we're going to talk about is their recent money moves feature. This allows you to learn how you are rolling with the punches, which is YNAB rule number 3, and adjust your budget as you spend throughout the month. And it's particularly great for couples and anyone who shares a budget and who just needs that extra insight and communication. So you can now see all the moves for the past 34 days inside your entire budget. And you can see this when you click this recent moves button all the way up at the top underneath the month and the to be budgeted. And then you can see the details for each specific category if you click on the little time clock next to the budgeted column. So here you can see the exact activity that happened in and out of this category. The third and the last update we're going to talk about, which I just want to clarify, these are not the only 3 updates that have happened in Q1. They released a lot of little fixes and gave you a lot of extra capability within the accounts and transaction side with how you export transactions, and giving you the option to mass update flags and duplicate transactions as well. But we're just going to focus on some of the bigger updates. And so the last one we're going to talk about is progress bars, which is a new way to visualize your spending. So you can toggle them on and off as you want. And so this is what the progress bars look when they're toggled on. And YNAB themselves released a whole video going really in depth and detailed about these and how they all work. But the main things that I took away is everything that is solid. So up here, this dining out, that is a solid color, or this solid orange here means that that is how much has been funded. Anything that is striped, like underneath coffee breaks, that is money that has been spent. Bars that are green, so again under dining out, that means is money that has been funded or the goal has been met. And anything that is yellow, like under entertainment, that is an unmet goal. I will link the YNAB video where they go way more in depth on this. I think the best thing about this feature is that you can turn it on and off at will. You don't need to refresh the screen or anything. There's literally just a little button up in the top right hand corner, and you just press it and it will seamlessly appear and then disappear. Okay, so now that we've gone over some of the big changes that have happened this quarter, it's time to answer the question, is it worth it? And I think it should come to no one's surprise that I'm saying it is 100% worth it for, I would think, like 95% of people. So if you're new to YNAB, you might be asking yourself, okay, what do I get for $84 a year? Well, first off, you get a cloud-based web and mobile app for easy and instant access to your budget 24/7. You can input transactions on the go while you're at the gas station filling up your car. The second thing you're going to get is consistent release of new features, some of which we just talked about. They're constantly updating and fixing little things, and they just consistently add to the user experience. You can create an unlimited number of budgets with just one subscription. I know personally, I think I have about a dozen budgets. Some of them are sandbox or mock budgets that I created for videos or to test out if I wanted to change something with my categories. I have a budget for specifically just my travel. I have a budget to track my gifts. If you have children that you want them to have their own separate budget, you can definitely just have one YNAB account and then they can each have their own separate budget. You have an extremely customizable template that allows you to budget budget for your priorities. I truly do think that it's probably one of the most customizable budget systems and softwares. They don't give you a drop-down menu of the things that you have to categorize this transaction into. It is completely up to you, however you want to name your categories, if you want to make them song lyrics or references to your favorite TV shows, or if you just want to be super straight to the point, that's up to you. You get the peace of mind that comes from knowing exactly what your money needs to do for you. Not only do you know where your money went, so where the money that you already spent, where did it go, but you know what the money that you currently have is going to provide for you and where that money is going to be spent in the future. You have incredibly friendly and competent support team to assist with all manner of questions. I cannot stress this enough. The YNAB support team is out of this world. They will go above and beyond to assist you with any problems. And then connected to that, you get the satisfaction of supporting a small business that treats its employees and customers well. I believe YNAB is consistently ranked as one of the top small businesses to work at in America. And one of the reasons I think this is so important is some of YNAB's biggest competitors like Mint, which is owned by Intuit, or EveryDollar, which is owned by Ramsey Solutions. Both of those companies have business practices that are troublesome. Intuit is known most for TurboTax, and they lobby the United States government every year to keep tax filing as complicated as possible because that is how they make the majority of their income. And then if you don't know how absolute insane working for Dave Ramsey is, I will leave a link to lots of articles down below, but all I'm saying is Jesse Meekum, who is the owner of YNAB, I'm pretty sure he has never pulled out a gun in a staff meeting as a way to threaten his employees to stop talking to the press. And I will leave it at that, but there is a whole host of other things that Dave Ramsey has done that I legitimately think it is wrong to support his business and business model for. So I'll leave it at that. Also, really quickly, something I forgot to mention is that if you do live in the United States, you have the option to link your bank accounts to YNAB. I personally do not do this just because I prefer to manually enter in all of my transactions, but YNAB does give you that option. Now let's quickly review some of my tips for making the most of your free trial. First off, learn all you can about the system and philosophy before starting your free trial. A lot of people make the mistake where they start the trial without doing more than a little bit of research up front. So if you decide that you finally want to start YNAB, if you can, I really recommend waiting at least 1 to 3 days before you actually start the program. And between then, use that time to watch YouTube videos of people's real life budgets, watch YouTube videos of setup and introductory guides. There's a whole bunch on YouTube, and I will link some of my favorites down below. And really read up on the YNAB philosophies and rules so that you understand the basics of the system. The second tip I have is make sure whenever you do sign up for the free trial, you use a referral link to get an extra month for free. This can be anyone's referral link. I, as well as lots of other YNAB YouTubers, always have a referral link in my description box. So what this allows you to do is start your 34-day free trial, and then if you decide to subscribe for the year at the end, you will get 1 extra month for free. So really you get 14 months of YNAB for the price of 12, which is a really great deal. I think for 95% of the people who try YNAB and really stick with the philosophy and system and really give it a good try for that 34 days, 95% of people will save way more than $84. And so I recommend you take any savings from the trial and put it towards the annual fee. So at the end of that 1 month or 34 days, you can pay the annual fee in full, and then going forward from that, you can just divide the yearly cost by 12 and start saving for next year. If you are in the United States, I believe that it works out to be about $7 a month, which is very affordable. The cost per month is very reasonable and much easier to handle and budget for, in my opinion. But if during your 34-day free trial, maybe income is really tight or expenses are really high that month and you just couldn't find the room in your budget for that $84 fee, don't give up hope yet. If you really love the system, there are 2 options that you have for continuing to use it. You could just decide to pay the monthly subscription at least for the next couple of months, and that would be $12 a month. So it is a bit more expensive than if you just paid in full for the entire year. Or you can reach out to, again, their very friendly support team and see what they can offer you. They are usually more than willing and able to extend your free trial at least another month or 2. If you do love it and you continue to use it, make sure to share your own referral link with your friends, family, whoever, and you will get a free month as well for each new YNABer you create, and that can really help lower the monthly cost of your subscription. Plus, you get to spread financial stability to all of your loved ones. So it's a win-win-win. Last couple tips, students of any age get a whole year free with proof of current enrollment if you email the support team. So I always recommend that if that's something that you qualify for. And then finally, use the community for help. There is a great Facebook group where people post all of their tips and tricks and questions and everything like that. And then there is a huge YNAB YouTube community, and so many people are out there posting their specific budgets, their tips and tricks, and how they use the system. It's up to you which resources of these you use and how much you use it, but there is a lot of content out there to help you make sense of the system. Now I'm going to provide a little bit of a snarky answer to two of the most common questions I see whenever someone brings up YNAB and paying for this subscription. The first one is, why pay for something to help you budget? Isn't that counterintuitive? My response to that is, if it brings value to your life over the cost of the fee, it's worth it. My other response to that is, isn't it counterintuitive to pay for Netflix and Hulu and Spotify and any of the streaming services you have when you can go outside and watch the world burn, and that's entertaining enough and that's free, you know? Or what I would say is, if you pay any subscription fee for any streaming or entertainment service, I guarantee you YNAB will have a bigger impact and positive impact on your life. The second thing I hear a lot about is, but what about Mint? That's free. Or really insert any free budgeting software system. And I can't speak for all of them, but Mint is usually one of the ones that is thrown out the most. We've already kind of talked about Mint and EveryDollar a little bit before, but my response to this is, Mint looks backwards at the spending you've already done. But YNAB is much more active than that and actually helps you plan your spending before you do it. So when you review your spending at the end of every single month, which I recommend you do on whatever system you're using, with YNAB, I promise you there's not going to be any surprises when you review all those transactions, because during the month when they came up, or even before the month, you were already allocating money for those transactions and knew about them as it happened in real time. And finally, Mint is free because they sell you advertisements for more debt or other products like credit cards, personal loans, and so on and so forth. Also, like we talked about before, it's free, but they make money off of you with their other services. YNAB themselves has done a great video about the differences specifically between Mint and YNAB. If you currently use Mint and have been tempted to try YNAB, but you're just really not sure what the big difference is, I will link that video down below as well so you can get their perspective on it. I'm going to wrap up this video, but one of the last things I did want to say is, even if you don't use YNAB, obviously I'm very pro YNAB. There are some cons to using YNAB, mainly I believe the price, but whatever system you use, whether you budget pen and paper, your own Excel spreadsheet, or another system that is free, I do always recommend you check out YNAB's website, particularly this Be Inspired page. They post blogs and articles almost every day about budgeting. You can see one from the founder of YNAB himself about figuring out how much house you can afford. They host savings and debt boot camps and challenges like the 34-day reset that you can join and be part of on Facebook without actually having to use the software, so you can have a built-in community without needing to pay for it. They always have great budget-friendly gift ideas. Here you can see date ideas. And underneath their Learn to Budget, they provide so many resources about not just the system, but just some great basic budgeting tips and philosophies that I think is great for lots of people to at least read and look at once. If at the end of the day you decide their philosophy just isn't the best for you, I do think it will help you overall in your financial journey. So for all of my YNABers who have watched this video, let's leave some comments down below about some of your favorite YNAB features and maybe your top 1 to 3 reasons why you think YNAB is definitely worth the $84. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and as always, I hope y'all are staying safe and healthy and that you have a good day.